Hi Jeff, I'm Jacque Schlumberger. You're here at Michel Schlumberger Wine Estate in the Dry Creek Valley, Sonoma County, California. You know, as part of the wholeness and the totality of the estate, we do keep bees here, and I've learned an enormous amount from bees over the years. You know, when you look at a beehive and a bee colony, I don't really look at individual bees anymore. I look at the whole body of the hive. The whole hive, the whole colony really acts as one body. And you know, people think of the queen, we anthropomorphize it, right? We think of the queen as a sovereign. She is really not. She is the only fertile female member of the hive, but the queen really carries out the will of the whole colony. You know, you've probably read that honeybees are in crisis. We have this phenomenon called colony collapse disorder, and most beekeepers are losing up to 70%, perhaps 75% of their hives every year. There's an enormous amount of research money being spent. But frankly, we still don't know the reason. We know that there's certain diseases and certain fungi that show up every time a colony collapses. But I can tell you from personal experience, it's absolutely disheartening. When you lose a colony, they look like they're perfectly healthy one day, the next day they crash. And you open up a hive box like this one, you look inside, and there are almost no bees. There may be a couple of dozen bees, there may be a queen. All the other members of the colony have left. So it's very mysterious, and of course part of the difficulty is that the researchers are having trouble finding bodies to analyze. But the bees that have been analyzed have multiple diseases, and they also have varroa mites. The varroa mites, which are a parasite that originally came to us from China, seem to show up in all the colonies that collapse. But there are multiple things wrong with the bees. It looks a little bit like HIV and AIDS. It's not the varroa that carry the bees off, it's the other infections they have. And why does it happen? Why does it happen? You know, I wish I had a simple answer. But the link that I see is really our system of agriculture. Human agriculture, which we can call monoculture, and the lack of diversity seems to be contributing. And you know, bees depend on pollen, they depend on nectar as nutrients, and you know, in the same way that we as humans need really a variety of foods, so do bees. And humans, because of planting a single crop over many, many acres, is forcing the bees really to feed on a very narrow spectrum of pollens. And so there's malnutrition that shows up also. Quite literally, the bees are starving, and then they're ill, and they get carried away because they're weak from malnutrition. What can we do about it? I plan to keep raising bees. I've lost all my colonies this year, and it's personally very difficult for me, but I will start new hives. I'll keep going. But people everywhere can do research and plant flowers in your landscaping, around your houses, around your vineyards. Plants that are beneficial to all pollinators. You know, you plant for the native pollinators too. The honeybees will come. That's one thing that we can do that's relatively simple.